Right. Okay, good morning everybody. So glad to have all of you today. Okay, so we will continue with our unit 2, okay, on writing. Okay. Yeah, teacher will have no game now. Okay, teacher straight away will teach you. Okay, teacher gonna share screen now. Okay. Alright. Okay. So let's have the screen. Okay, I think you can see the screen, right? Okay, so today you're going to write a story. Okay, because our team is ready for anything, and the whole team, you can see that for speaking, they're speaking about bungee jumping. I think they're doing things which are like yeah, paramedic. Is it? Is the one, right? So no, that was a pastime activity in your textbook. I know there's a bungee jumping there. This means it's talking about something dangerous, extreme. So right now, for this story, the theme is write a story. What's the most dangerous situation you have ever been in? How did you feel? Okay, can you just like kindly just type hello Ginjet. I saw Ginjet, Simi, Bevis, Lily, Elisa, Rosma, Diana. Alright. Who else? Oh, Shafiq is here. Okay, I hope Aiman also here, Bernice. Okay, so teacher hope that you all can type in the chat box. What is one situation that you think is the most dangerous that have ever happened in your life? To you is dangerous. Okay, like example from teacher. I think the one that not me, but when my daughter playing the skate no she was skating, and then she fell down and she hurt her tailbone, and when I go to the hospital to have her x-ray, it seems like the tailbone already, how to say uh broken. I'm just glad that it's the tailbone where the bone will how to say that, it will grow again. Okay, it's a soft bone, the tailbone there, because if your spinal cord have I mean like if broken, it's a really a terrible, how to say that, you can be paralyzed, you know. So when I saw Ray, actually my heart really stopped beating for a while, because I was like thinking, wow, because my daughter is so young, and then I'm just glad because the MA that time really showed the kind of expression on his face, the nurses, the x-ray person. It makes me very scared, and at that point of time I was a bit scared, but I thank God that the doctors was around, and she came over and explained everything to me, and then only I can calm down. I know that, oh, okay, it's only a tailbone and it will grow back, but not sure how long it takes. But thank God lah, I think my daughter's tailbone being restored within like 1 week. Yeah, really thank God, like children faster. Okay. Yeah, so that's one incident that I think it has been the most, I think, for me lah. Okay, how about you? Is there any incident in your life that you think is, to you, is you are in danger? Your life is at risk. Got or not? You can type in the chat box, like when you fell down from a bicycle, or when you get lost in the jungle. Is there such incident, or your life is just a bit of roses? Yes, anyone can type at the chat box. In your life, we have what? Motorcycle, all of you. Uh, some of you know how to cycle. Yes, got or not? No response from the chat box. Okay, let me see. Got any response or not from the chat box? Because the line, only Ginger is the last one. Okay, Paris, got or not? Just on your mic. Any incident that you think is very dangerous to you before teacher
For
review?
now,
Yeah.
I think there's a one which
Mm.
in 2019,
Mm.
I back from Japan to KL, and then I think
Okay.
the pilot is not really professional. I don't know why. When
Okay.
when we landed, we haven't landed, ready to land it on the
Mm,
airport, and then they
okay.
like failed to land it, and then they turn
Okay.
around, and the whole and the people in the aeroplane is just a mess. Like they are really scary, and the aeroplane is like, drrrr, like it's very scary for me. Like I
Okay.
think I'm going to
Turbulence like
die
that.
that time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, Simi wrote almost died because of asthma. So Simi, you actually have asthma. Oh, okay.
When I was young, I have uh very
Attack.
serious asthma. And it's
Oh,
bad.
now already recovered.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Very good. Oh, Alisa wrote here. Almost had a motorcycle. Yeah, almost had a motorcycle accident. Yes, especially this type of incident, it really scare you, know. It's like for a moment, if you stop, right, you think like, oh, your life is at risk, and like, you almost like anything terrible might have happened to you. Okay, yeah. Any more? Really? Any to you? Personally, your most dangerous situation that you would like to share to the class? Got got? If never mind, if don't have, it's okay. All right. Okay, so teacher would like to share one of this story lah. Okay, because this is I think like you have to think through, because if it's in the textbook, most probably this will be one of the theme that they will ask during your SPM, or if not in your SPM, it will be for your speaking or something like that. Okay, so teacher will share one story here. It's not my story, okay. Before that, like to let you know, today our focus will be writing. Okay, the language grammar focus will be narrative tenses. We will go in depth narrative tenses, language and expressions. Then we have linking words. All right, then 4.1, communicate intelligibly through print and digital media on familiar topics. So they want you to communicate. All right, communicate intelligibly through print and digital media. Then the next one, 4.1.5, is organize, sequence, and develop ideas within a text of several paragraphs on familiar topics. So your writing, right, is only 140 to 190 words. Okay, it's not very long, because for PT3 is until 120. So now they extend a little bit more, 140. That means extra 20 words. You can write, you can write until 190. Okay, all right. So it's not that tough compared to the SPM last time. 350 is a big jump, from 120, from 320 suddenly 350. I think that's why a lot of students cannot really perform well in their writing. Okay, but I think most of you will be able to do well if we continue to go step by step using the CEFR framework. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is the one that teacher have already asked you. Okay, can I have Barry's? Can you read this simple explanation of a dangerous situation?
Yes. The most dangerous situation that I have ever been in was an armed robbery. My mother and I were at a supermarket doing some shopping when four men with guns walked in. They demanded that the woman at the checkout give them the money. My mother and I just lay on the floor until they left. The truth is that I have never felt so frightened in my life. It was a terrifying experience.
Yes. So it's a very simple explanation, but it's very solid. Every sentence I mean something. Okay. So for now, maybe it's not your own personal experience, but it's good to visualize one or imagine one, which is like a logic and it's a dangerous situation. Maybe now all of you can start imagining one. If your situation is not that dangerous, but you can start imagining, or you can maybe some of the movies that you have watched, or some of the stories that you have read, so you can use it as your own. But of course, you have to start writing one short one like this in a few sentences only. Okay, let's have the next story. Okay, let's have Lily to read.
One that I will never forget. It was last year when a terrible earthquake happened in my hometown. Lots of buildings were destroyed and many people were injured. Fortunately, no one was killed. I felt absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely terrified and helpless against natural force.
Forces. Okay. So I think for Maruti, the one that I can think of when I look at this one is the one that that day the accident where the car slide down at the ferry. If you have known the Maruti at our ferry here, one of the car actually slide down, and then another one is that when the one of the ship actually knock on our ferry as well. Okay, so these are one of the, I mean, that you can imagine yourself being in the ferry, and the ferry is being knocked by another ship, right? So it actually, that incident, right, it will be very special because not all places have ferry, isn't it? And then you can, I mean, like, you no need to be the one that is in the car, and then later on, no need to be the one that involved, but you can be in the ferry, you're one of the car that you witness what happened. Like just now, the first one, nothing happened to her, right? But because of the robbery, actually she just like laid on the floor only, don't move. But that incident itself already frightened her, and then I think she might be trauma. I think each time she enter a shopping complex, maybe it will refresh on her again what happened that day. Okay, already trauma about what had happened. So sometimes, yeah, so you have to imagine and then make it real. All right, okay, so let's move on to the next one. Today we are going to go into narrative tenses. Okay, wait. All right, so this is in your textbook, page 32. Okay, when it is read the writing task and the story that follows and answer the questions. So this one combined with comprehension. Okay, it's always good whenever you have a question, start underline the words that you know that in my story I need to include this, like this one. When it is possible, underline words and phrases in the story to justify your answers. Always double check because 140 words is not a very long essay. Therefore, whatever you have written, it needs to make sure that it fulfills what the requirements of the story. If you write too long, the rest of the words might not be considered. So make sure you use the 140 word to 190 words and make full use of all the words given to you. Okay, like this one. An international magazine. So bear in mind, it's not a Malaysian, no. It's an international magazine. Has organized a short story competition, and you have decided to enter. So if you have this one, I would encourage you to highlight an international magazine. Bear in mind, it's international. Then the next one. The competition rule says that the story must end. So highlight. They were lucky to be alive. So you must understand what is the meaning. They were lucky to be alive. So definitely it's like something that is very risky, something is very dangerous that might cost you your life. Then at the end, the story, they were lucky to be alive. So when you read this phrase, what actually comes to your mind? Okay? Yes, so we are going to go through. I'm not going to ask you to brainstorm now. Okay, so this is the story. Okay, let's have Simi, can you read? We just
Yes,
go through the story first.
it was cold, dark, and quiet for now. Harry and his brother Bill were sitting in the cabin shaking with fear. It had been Ken's idea to spend the New Year in the mountains. However, it was turning out to be a very bad one. Surely it wouldn't be long before the 400-kilo beast would break into the cabin. Harry got up tightly and glanced outside. When he looked at Phil again, he was so terrified he could barely speak. He held up 2 fingers and whispered, "There are 2 of them." There was no hope left. 2 polar bears would easily find a way in.
Okay, this is something international, yeah. Our Malaysia, we have no bear, and this person staying at the mountain, which we don't. Okay, okay, where bear appear. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, let's have babies. Can you read? Certainly. Wait, where's babies? Babies not around, is it?
Maybe.
Okay, now my Lily, can you read?
Okay. Suddenly, Terry had an idea. He searched through his bed and removed a small box. Phil immediately understood. Terry had some firework which he wanted to set off at midnight, but now was probably a better time. So he lit one and threw it outside. They held their breath. A moment later, there were loud bang, bang and
Banks.
flash bangs and flashes of light which scared the polar bears away. "They are gone!" cried Phil. The boys were so
Relief.
relieved. The fireworks attracted some locals who took the boys to safety. They were lucky to be alive.
Okay, you see, this is the range of sentence, 140 to 190. This is the range of essays you are allowed to write. Okay, you are not allowed to write too long. Okay, it's about, you see, every paragraph is about 2 to 3 sentences, like that. Okay, and after that, it will come to 140 to 190 words. But every paragraph is really giving a solid ideas. Okay, let's look in depth into narrative tenses today. Okay, we are going to go in depth into this one. Has the writer ended the story appropriately? Okay, think appropriate or not this story? Got fulfill the criteria of they were glad, they were alive in the end. Okay, indeed, it's a very dangerous situation, right? Where bears around their cabin. They do stay in the house, they stay in the cabin. Okay, then what tenses does the writer use throughout the story? We have been focusing yesterday on past simple and past continuous or past progressive. Okay, let's look at it today. Then the next one. What phrase, words does the writer use to link the ideas? Then the last one. Why does the writer use direct speech in the story? Okay, we will go in that one by one. Okay, now the first one. Has the writer ended the story appropriately? Okay, Simi, you think the writer has ended the story appropriately? Yes or no? Or all of you at the chat box, you think the story is ended appropriately? If yes, type yes at the chat box. Okay, so that all of you are actively involved. Yes or no? Is it actively involved? Can you type at the chat box? All right. Okay, make sure you are. Okay, Bevis say yes. Only Bevis. The rest, can you just type at the chat box so that teacher know that you are still with me? All right. Come on. Just type yes only. Then you can just send. Okay. So far only Bevis. Okay. So yes, Rosma Diana wrote. Okay. Good. Yes. Okay. How about Elisa, Lily? Some more? Barry is not with us today. Shafiq still with us. Okay, Chantel is also watching, but I'm not sure why she only can watch but cannot type. All right, any more? Okay, let's see. Okay, yes. Justify it is like the writer has finished the story with the given sentence without changing it. So class, you are not allowed to change the word. Okay, you have to exactly use that word and then end it. Okay? Okay, the next one. What tenses does the writer use throughout the story? Okay, class. What do you think is the tenses used? I think basically it's the two, right, that we have learned yesterday, or else teacher won't be teaching you yesterday. So definitely the two is in. One is the past tense. Okay, another one will be the past continuous. But for this, there's one added past perfect simple. Only one past perfect simple, which will be your unit 3 grammar. Okay, we'll learn this past perfect simple in your unit 3 grammar. So before this, okay, teacher will go in depth to let you see. Let's have who are Paris. Just now you're not around. Can you just read this one? The writer uses.
Okay. The writer uses the following past tenses. The past simple was, got up, glanced, looked, could, held up, whisper, had, searched, removed, understood, wanted, lead, through, held, were, scared, cry, attracted, took. The past continuous were sitting, was turning, and the past perfect simple had been.
Okay, so so it's just a how to say just a one go like that to let you see. We're going to go in depth. See, teacher highlighted everything. Because just now when Debbie, Simi, and Lily read this story to you, I'm sure you all are 50% listening and haven't really understand the story yet. Okay, look at it. It was cold, dark, and quiet for now. It was written, use the word was, which is a past tense. Terry and his brother Phil. You see, it's within comma. Therefore, you know this is a defining relative clause. Okay, a non-defining relative clause. Terry and his brother Phil were sitting in the cabin, shaking with fear. Ah, okay, it had been Terry's idea to spend the new year in the mountain. So the people, I don't know what country is this. When they go to the mountain, they stay in the cabin. You know the cabin, right? The cabin is like basically like I think the one that we have at the market near the car park where they do the recycle. I think those are those cabin. Okay, can search up lah. I think maybe it is much more better furnished. Okay, all right, cabin. So Terry's however, it was turning out to be a very bad one. Surely it won't be long before the 400. I see. They actually describe to you 400 kilo. Okay, like teacher. Okay, let's say lah, I'm 60 kilo. Imagine 400 kilo. Can you imagine 400 kilo? Okay, beast would break into the cabin. So Terry got up quietly and glanced. The word used glance. Okay, glance upside. When he looked at Phil again, he was so terrified he could barely speak. So I think both of them is dumbfounded, don't know what to say anymore. Too scared, maybe shaking. He held up two finger and whispered, two finger. There are two of them, like that. There was no hope left. Two polar bears would easily find a way in. So polar bears indicate that this place should be very cold. Okay? Alright, so we move on. Suddenly, Terry had an idea. He searched through his bag and removed a small box. So this one it gave you a little bit of curiosity. What is this small box? Okay, then Phil immediately understood. Terry had some fireworks which he wanted to set off at midnight. Oh, because it's New Year. Therefore, they actually brought fireworks. They want to set it off at midnight, but now was probably a better time. So he lit one and threw it outside. Then they held their breath, like all held their breath. A moment later, there were loud bangs and flashes of light, which scared the polar bears away. They're gone, cried Phil. The boys were relieved. Okay, so when you read all this thing, right, you can actually um like you can actually imagine and you actually can go into the story. and identify what is happening with Terry and Phil. So the firework attracted some locals who took the boys to safety. Right? Okay, so this is all the highlighted word will be the past tense. So let's move on. The next one. Did you highlight the red color one? Only got two. The two red color will be the progressive, past progressive. It shows that Terry and his brother were sitting in the cabin and shaking. And then the other one, however, it was turning out to be a very bad one. So this is how it is being used when you want to use a progressive past. Then the last one is in blue. That would be the perfect, one and only perfect tense being used here. It past perfect. It had been Terry's ideas. Alright, because it is before that. Alright, already planned. Then they were there. So it's written it had been Terry's idea to spend the new year in the mountain. Alright, so this is all the tenses used. Narrative tenses. Let's move on. Okay, we have more things to know to learn, right? Let me see. Yeah, okay, we cover all the tenses. Okay, now we move. What words, phrases does the writer use to link the ideas? Okay, did you review everything to you? Because actually, if in the class I would have asked you, I will show you the, I will show you the, I will ask you to give me the answer. Okay, okay. So, let's have Simi. Can you read all the linking words?
Okay. The writer uses linking words or phrases expressing time. It wouldn't be long before the 400 kilobits. When he looked at Phil again, he was. Suddenly, Terry had an idea. A moment later, there were loud bang contrasts.
Mm.
However, it was turning out to be a very bad one. But now was probably a better time, and result consequence. So he lit one and threw it outside.
Alright, class. So in this story, whatever I'm revealing to you now is whatever the assessor is going to look at. First, they look at your tenses. Major, if you don't know, if you cannot really master your tenses, that is a major mistake. Okay, all right. After that, they will look into after they look into all the tenses. Okay, of course, the first one they will see whether you fulfill the requirement or not. Where the purple color one that teacher highlighted. Okay, they will collect that 0 or 5. Then the next one, they will look into the tenses. After they look into the tenses, they will look into this part. Is your linking word phrases expressing time really good? Normally, the student will just like, then next, after that, moreover, okay, teacher have really taught you apart from that, no, before that, all this, you already have it. Now you need to know if you want to write a story, what must you do? So this one, you only have two want to concentrate on. One is contrast. Contrast, they use however, but. Just remember this one, however, but. If you cannot remember the rest, never mind. For your level, using however and but is good enough to show there's a contrast. Okay, then of course the result and consequences. Then you use so. Normally, so will give you the result. Okay, so normally will tell you what happened next. So, okay, so get this. However, but, then so is the one that show the result. For the linking word, here, I think all of you know how to use the suddenly. And then a moment later, normally you use later then. Okay, still acceptable. Right? But you can say a moment later, or sometimes you all did use like in a few minutes, also can. That's mean you tell the phrase expressing time. Okay, you let the people understand and go into your story. All right, so let's look at the story again. So this is what teacher have highlighted. Look at the purple one first. The purple one, it started with, surely it won't be long before the 400 kilobits would break into the cabin. So this is trying to tell you it won't take long. The beast is coming in soon. And then the next one, when he looked at Phil again, he was so terrified. It means he looked already, then he looked the second time. Okay, even worse now. Okay, the facial expression, maybe very pale. Okay, uh, all right. So then the green color is the contrast using however. All right. How he used it? He was saying, actually going to the mountain to have this New Year celebration is a wonderful idea, isn't it? But however, it was turning out to be a very bad idea now. Okay, initially a very good idea now turned out to be the one that they have never imagined before. This is the click. All right, this is the twist. Then the next one, they actually planned to have the firework to be set off at midnight. Midnight means 12 o'clock because they're celebrating New Year. But now was probably a better time. This means before New Year now, because of the bear, the need to lead the firework. So this is the twist again. So at the end, the blue color will be the result. So he lit it and threw it outside. Now, of course, later on, with all the bangs and all the loud noises, it scared the bears away. Actually, the storyline is very simple, but it is written in such a way that it brings you into the story. Okay? All right. So let's look at the last one. Oh, why I didn't close it? Okay, why does the writer use direct speech in the story? Okay, this is the two direct speech teacher just highlight. He held up two fingers and whispered. There are two of them, the way it's written in the story. He held up two fingers and whispered. Okay, he didn't say loud, whisper. Okay, there are two of them. Then after that, the last one, cried Phil, they are gone. All right. So why do they use directed speech? Not a lot of directed speech in the essay, only two. Okay. So why? The writer uses directed speech to make his or her story more vivid. Okay. All right. Vivid means very real. Okay. It doesn't look like it's not logic. Or sometimes you read certain stories, right? After you finish reading, you just say, sure or not. It doesn't sound real. Okay, but this one, I think they read, when you read it also, you can go inside the story as if like the bear is really there with you. Okay, so it's very vivid. The word is vivid. All right, let's go to the next one. ah okay. The answer is there. Oh, come on, wait. Okay, I have to do this one. Don't tell me I forget to wait. Sorry, I hope. Oh no, why the answer answer is there? Okay, okay. Only the first answer teacher didn't. Okay, so the first answer have been done. Okay, all right. This one is another story. Teacher want to review to you a few story because now you're talking about international competition. Most of you will be writing Malaysia context. I believe that none of you going to write about bears, okay? And none of you going to say you stay in a cabin because Malaysia doesn't have a cabin for you to stay, okay? And we don't have bears moving around, okay? Tigers maybe, crocodile maybe, okay? Most probably you might write about crocodiles because Marudi River, Baram River really have crocodiles, okay? All right, so let's have who haven't read yet. Simi, can you read this with the answer, of course?
Okay.
I
Are you afraid of flying and hope nothing will go wrong every time you have to fly? If the answer is no, you might find the following story quite amusing. On 17 February 1994, the pilot of a Piper PA-34 fell asleep while the was flying from Springfield, Kentucky to Cookeville, Tennessee.
all right. Okay, while the is the okay while the or while he, sorry, not while while he was flying. Okay. All right. While he was flying from Springfield, Kentucky to Crossville, Tennessee. All right. This one is your workbook, which is not given to you. Only teacher have the workbook. Okay. So this one is using a past continuous tense. And this is about flying. And the word used is amusing. Amusing means very funny or hilarious. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now I need you all to answer. Which one? Let's have Lily to read. Don't read the answer, of course. Just read.
Okay. He rode out 5 hours later and found himself over the Gulf of Mexico with 20 minutes of fuel left. It was a real. The Coast Guard alone and Air Force aircraft tried to help.
Okay. Can you all type at the chat box? What will be your answer for number 2 and number 3? Okay, all this is about dangerous situation. But cannot imagine, right? The pilot fell asleep. He woke up 5 hours later and found himself over the Gulf of Mexico. This is amusing, they say. With 20 minutes of fuel left. Ah, they call it fuel, not petrol. If you are using the flying. It was a real one. Okay, have you all written? Okay. All right. The Coast Guard along an Air Force aircraft tried to help. All right. Okay. Anybody want to try some more? All right. Yes. Shock with exclamation mark. Mhm. It was a real panic. Maybe some of you might choose a real panic. Okay. Then the next one. Yes. B with. Okay. The Coast Guard along with, because of the word along. So it's with. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's have Paris. Can you read?
Yes.
Okay. Give me also answer.
They told him to go to the nearest airport, was in
Mm.
Pinellas County,
County, Florida.
Florida. However, the plane didn't manage to reach the airport. It crashed into the ground as he was the airport. Fortunately, there were passengers on the plane and a Coast Guard helicopter quickly the pilot.
Okay. Oh, 7 is not here. Okay, so you just answer until 6. 7 is in another slide. Okay. Uh, what's the answer? 4, 5, 6. Can type at the chat box, Bernice, Ginger, Rosma Diana, Elisa. Elisa is here, right? Elisa here, yes. But Elisa never type yes. Oh, yes. Come on, type at the chat box. Come on, Elisa, Rosma Diana. Okay, teacher would like to know, want to see what's your answer before teacher reveals the answer. Yes? What's the answer? Okay, where, okay? Right, the number 4 should be the relative clauses. And then the other one is past continuous. Okay? Where? This one, getting, approaching. Very not sure. Okay, come on, Rosma, Diana, and Elisa. Bernice, I think Shafiq not with us. It's not answering. Shafiq can type, or your line too bad. It go round and round. You're not allowed to send. Yes? Okay, Roma doesn't say where and approaching. Yes. Elisa, want to try? Okay, let's look at they told him to go to the nearest airport. Alright, airport. Which? Okay, the answer given. Which? Alright, most of you answer where. They told him to go to the nearest airport where was, which was, not where was, which was. Okay? Alright, however, so however give you the contrast. However, the plane didn't manage to reach the airport. So when you reach however, it give you the contrast idea. So it crashed into the ground as he was, alright, approaching. Right? Why is it good? Number 6. Approaching means reaching. Alright, approaching is the correct way. You say getting, if you want getting to the airport, but it's not so accurate. Approaching is the more accurate words. Approaching the airport. So fortunately they were, if you say fortunately, it means like nasib baik. So no. Okay, maybe you say little passenger. Okay, no is the best. No will be the best. Okay, cannot imagine this pilot sleeping while controlling the plane. Okay, helicopter. Okay, we have the next one. We should have 6 and 7 there. Okay. Oh yeah, 6 is no. Okay, number 7. Okay, let's have Lily. Can you read? Fortunately, there were no passengers. Okay, Lily, can you read? Oh, Bernice is
Okay.
there already. Good, Bernice.
Fortunately, there were passengers on the plane and a Coast Guard helicopter
Ginger.
quickly the pilot. Anyways, accidents can always happen. People are afraid of traveling by plane, but you should keep in mind that planes are one of the safe means
Say
of
first.
transport.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, planes are one of the safest. And cars that you always use, they say you have more probability of having accidents compared to when you are in a plane, when you are using the plane. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can type like Bernice 7A 7 8B 9C something like that also can. No need to type the answers. You can just indicate the alphabet also fine. So fortunately there were no passengers on the plane and the Coast Guard helicopter what? Quickly the pilot. Anyway, accidents can always happen. Okay. All right. So what's the answer? Rescue. Okay. Many people are afraid. Okay. But you should keep. Mhm. All right. How about the rest? What do you think would be the answer? Quickly. What's happened? Yes. ADA. Okay. ADA. Okay, Jinjet, what's your answer? I want to see Jinjet and Bernice answer, Elisa and Rasma Diana as well. Just type your ABC very fast. Come on. Yes. Is my line too slow? That cannot receive. Alright, so the first one, rescue. Okay, rescue, not trap. Then many people. Correct. Cannot be much people. If a lot, must be a lot of. Then lots. If lots, must be lots of also. Lots of people. So the most accurate one will be many. Then but, again, contrast. But you should keep in mind. Okay, good. Alisa, I've written. Okay, Ginger, never type. Okay. Bernice haven't typed also for this part. Okay, must learn to participate. Alisa said BDA. Asmasiana said A D B. On mind. Keep in mind. Keep in mind. Not on mind. Keep in mind, yeah? Okay, next. Alright, so we have finished the story. Okay, about this flying aeroplane. Okay, very short one. About this aeroplane flying and then fell asleep. Okay, but in the end, um, the accidents always happen. Eh, can always happen. Okay, Many people are afraid of traveling by plane, but you should keep in mind that planes are one of the safest means of transport. Okay, so it gives you the ending part, trying to make people calm. Don't have such a bad ideas about traveling by planes. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. Okay, I think this will be the last one before we end. Hopefully can finish lah. Okay, now this one there are two extra words which you do not need to use. Okay, you can know by now that they always have distractor. Alright, they'll put it to distract you. I think hope, surprise, real, eye, minute, breath, luck, true. I think all this is a very normal words to you. Okay, let's have number one. Okay, Travis, can you do number one? Simi, can you do number three? And Lily, can you give me number three? No, Simi number two and Lily number three. Straight away read and give me the answer. Okay, Travis, can?
Yes. As I was
Mm.
fishing with my dad, I saw a shark. It was a real shark.
Mm. Okay, as I was fishing. So when you use the word as, remember as will always follow with where is my pen? Okay, as will always follow with ing, a past, progressive. Okay, next number two, Lily. Eh? Oh no. Okay, no, Simi.
The race was so exciting that we held our breath until it was over.
This is how you express yourself. Okay, you so exciting until you like as if like you forget to breathe. Okay, held your breath. Okay, the last one. Simi, Lily.
A holiday in Bangkok sounds too good to be surprised.
To be true. A holiday in Bangkok sounded too good to be true. Macam tak percaya saja like that. Too good to be true. Okay, that's how you normally express when you are really happy about certain things, elated. Okay, thrill. Okay, let's have number four, Berries. Number five, Simi, and number six, Lily. Yes, Berries. After.
After driving around for hours, we were sure that we were lost. There was no hope left.
Okay, no. Okay, Simi.
I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw a wolf outside our cabin.
All right. Go find out how does a cabin look like. Okay. All right. Number six, Lily.
We were out of luck. We could not find our map anywhere.
Yes, we were out of luck. Okay. All right. Two distractor. Six. I think that's the end for our lesson today. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's the end for our lesson today. Actually, I got some more exercise. So for today, I will snapshot later this PowerPoint. The PowerPoint before that for you to fill in the ABC one. Okay, just to I want you all to copy because the other essay is already inside your textbook. Okay, about the flying, the pilot that fell asleep while he was flying the one. Okay, teacher will snapshot it and I want you to fill in the blank. No need to write the A, B, C or those. You straight away copy the essay and put in the answer. Okay, because I want to have one with you. All right, this is about a dangerous situation. Okay, then you come up, of course if can, later on we will have one essay writing, but not now. Okay, just get used to the approach now. They are focusing on something dangerous, something that you are afraid of, that you have been terrified about. So think about the story. If can, you draft out your own story for your own keeping. All right, so that's all for today. So thank you, Simi, Berries, and Lily for being with teacher. All right, teacher have another class going on next after this. So thank you. That's all for today. I will snapshot and remember to do your work, yeah. Okay, do your work.